Welcome to the NBA Coast to Coast podcast brought to you by lineups.com. Nate and Josh are back here with our first player props specific episode of the season. Got 2 games on Tuesday night, so we're going through those with the player props we like in this episode. We also have another episode up with best bets. Got a few other looks in there for both games, so make sure you do check that out and subscribe to that channel because we're coming back each and every weekday for you guys with this NBA action. So without further ado, actually, let me just make sure you guys know too. Hit up the futures episode that we'll have coming out for you guys here today as well. I believe you're going to have some really good looks to help you get ahead of the value that you're going to be finding there. So let's get into your first look here, Nate, as we kick off the looks that we're talking about with the Rockets and the Thunder game.
Yeah, I don't know if you trust Kevin Durant to stay healthy all season, but I like the idea of him, coming out and kind of keeping the Rockets competitive in this first one. And how's he going to do that, right? I mean, he's gonna launch from the perimeter because OKC is not really one to be exploited inside the 3-point arc. You ever be playing pickup and like you're the one bringing the ball up the court, and if you take a 3, Josh, and if it doesn't go in, everybody's like, we can get that anytime. Like, what are you doing? And it's like, well, nobody says that to Kevin Durant because he shoots like 48% on those, and he is going to take it anytime because there's just not going to be a lot available otherwise. Like, I don't trust Amen Thompson to create against OKC too much. I don't love the matchup for Şengün scoring against Chet. So it's going to fall on KD, and I think he's going to be shooting. He averaged 3 threes at 52% in 4 against OKC with the Suns. Also got 27 points a game, and his scoring prop is only 23.5 here, which I think is equally exploitable. And when he didn't have like a point guard in terms of Bradley Beal last season, post All-Star break, he was hitting 3 threes a game at 47%. When Beal was out there, it was 2.4 last season. So, I mean, that's kind of the situation again here is like, again, he's kind of the point guard, this like huge small forward / point guard who's going to bring the ball up sometimes in semi-transition and just be like, you know what, I'm pulling. Like, I don't see anything better on the interior. There's the whole theory of like a big game KD type performance, whether he wants to perform best against teams like Golden State and OKC. And I think this is a spot where he certainly would be looking to show out.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it got bet down from 25.5. I know it got hammered down to 23.5, and the under is still, I think, juiced a bit more. I think once you get down to 23, then now you're talking about maybe we've hit the floor and it's time to buy back up. But either way, with the threes, like there's 2 guys that can make threes in their starting lineup, and there's like one, maybe if you count Tari as well, but Tari's going to the rim. You got Reed Shepherd coming off the bench. I guess maybe not Josh Okogie, maybe some Aaron Holiday as well. Like nobody I just said outside of KD is a very good 3-point shooter. Jabari Smith in the corner is their second best 3-point option. You get my point. The man's going to be chucking a floor of 7 threes. He has to. So 2.5 for plus money. I cannot possibly I just can't see his game being, let me keep taking mid-range when there's 3 other guys that can do that and they can't shoot threes. You see what I'm saying? It's like you have to do this, KD, because nobody else can. And it would be nice if it was within the rhythm of the offense. But if not, feel free to be 7 feet tall with the ability to make threes from 32 feet away. We'll go ahead and take that. My boy here, this last year became one of my favorite players. You just got to find the right moments for Rui to go 15 plus for some plus money, over 12.5 for plus money. Great. I'll take that. And then I'll hit the 15 and I'll probably hit a little 20 plus as well. The frustrating thing is he's not always going to get 15 shots. He's probably going to get about 13 because LeBron's out and Austin Reeves is option number 2. And you want a hot take? I don't think Austin Reeves is that much better of a basketball player than Rui Hachimura. I really, really don't. I think 23.5 points for Austin Reeves is like, all right, maybe. We'll see. He did that in the second half of last season when Luka got there. Maybe that's the case, but I just think Rui's got to be taking at least 12 shots a game. That was the case in the preseason when they played their starters full. He got 30 minutes. He took 11 shots, got to the free throw line 4 times, was 4 of 5 from 3. And I do think threes are going to be there, but I do think those got pummeled a little bit. The 1.5 was like about flat. Now it's like minus 135, 140 for Rui Hachimura to hit 2 threes because I think that's an angle that other people are finding. But against the Dubs, man, I love the stretch 4 who can hit a spot up shot, right? They're always in the bottom 5 limiting spot ups because they pressure the crap out of the ball and leave guys open. And they don't have a good defender for a versatile big like Rui Hachimura when you put Draymond Green on other guys. And I think it'll probably be Jimmy on Rui, but he still has the size to shoot over him. I really, really like his ability to get there with the volume that he's going to have without LeBron.
Yeah, 19.4 points per game his last 10 without LeBron James. That's pretty much all you need to know, that this number is a little too low given the fact that the usage is there. He's got two great facilitators. I'm not gonna pile on Austin Reeves over here. I think he's a great facilitator, great teammate. We'll get Rui the ball for some buckets.
Yeah, you
And
know what? When you call guys great teammates, it's because you don't have that much else to say. Now keep going. I'm just messing with you. He's good. I just don't know that he's 23 and a half a night good. That's my only point.
yeah, we'll see. We'll see as he's going to have to carry a much bigger load because who knows how much
Sure.
LeBron's actually going to play this year.
Right.
Sticking with the Rockets here, I like Jabari Smith boards. I just think he's essential in this matchup against this kind of Twin Towers approach where with J-Dub out, we should see more double big lineups from the Thunder or more like guys like Aaron Wiggins, who I also would look at in terms of the points and rebounds. And that means the Rockets can match up with these like triple big lineups if they want, right? I mean, it can be like a double down. We'll put KD at the 2. You know what? Like we'll go bigger than you. It's going to be an interesting strategy between Udoka and Mark Dagnall. But I mean, he's gotten the minutes Jabari has against OKC in the previous iterations of this team. 35 minutes per game has led to a double-double, 12.3 and 11.3 his last 4 matchups. The rebounding rate has increased considerably for him, while Amen Thompson, who's going to be glued to SGA presumably, dips from his usual 61% rebound rate to 45%. Şengün also dips a slightly 5% in these OKC matchups. And KD is only projected for 4.5 boards, which is, again, books kind of projecting that he's just not going to be down there mixing it up. Jabari, he got more time and therefore got more boards when Fred VanVleet was not playing. We're talking 8.2 rebounds per game without Fred. And he should be out there. You mentioned maybe hitting some corner threes against OKC. I mean, that's just what he can bring here in terms of what the other bigs like Steven Adams obviously cannot bring for the Rockets and why he should continue to earn playing time.
Yeah, for sure. Jabari, like he should. It's going to be interesting with obviously, like you said, with the bigs out there for Houston as well. But the big lineups for OKC will definitely be bothering him. And I mean, they're going to be bringing guys still like Kenrich and Jalen Williams, even potentially for a few minutes here and there, like as far as like a ninth-ish guy. But that Thunder team is deep, and you're definitely going to be seeing Jabari out there for a good amount of it. We always know it's like, is Jabari going to get some more time than Tari, that kind of stuff. But plus money for the 7 boards, the way that he was finishing last season as well. I can see that here for Jabari. So let me close things out with the Chetster. I am going to go over 23.5 PR for Chet in this opening matchup here. I think this is where you're going to see a matchup that you're going to see him do well, especially on the boards. Like I see him guarding some Steven Adams. I do think they're going to put him more in that role so he can sort of help off. Like that's why I would see it. Now, look, you would think he'd be the defender for Alperen Şengün. I think we'll even see Lou Dort at times on Şengün, and you'll see like Cason Wallace on KD. But this is going to be Chet off ball shot blocker and then ability to get the weak side rebounds because he's just guarding Steven Adams, who's just standing either in the dunker spot or even further back from the basket on the baseline. So he's out of the way, right? Like he's there on offense for offensive boards to crash them. So Chet's going to have to go and get those, but I think he's already just going to be in better position is really a big part of it. So I love the 7.5 rebounds going over that by itself, but I like putting the points there too. And I think the 25 plus for like a little bit better than even money is worth it to get the one more there. What we saw him do there towards the end of the playoffs, I think started to solidify himself as like, after a few rough games in the finals, then really started to solidify himself as like easily the 3rd most important person and rivaling J-Dub for 2nd most important person because of what he does on the other side of the ball on the defensive end. So I think the minutes are definitely going to keep staying at about 30, 32 for him. Hart will fill those in, and there'll be a couple of minutes with a double big, but we're really going to see an uptick for Chet this year. I really like him to start strong.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I mean, he's looked a little more filled out, right? He put on some muscle. He doesn't have the pelvic broken pelvis that kind of bothered him all last year and kept him from being aggressive. And I think he comes out right from game 1 and takes on a bigger onus with J-Dub out.
Yep, absolutely. So that is all the time we have for you guys in this one. Make sure you do check out the other episode we have for you for opening day here with some best bets and some looks for both of these games as well. So we'll be back here tomorrow as we get into a much bigger slate on Wednesday, and then we just get right into things. So until we see y'all next, happy betting.